Okay, family, we're going to have a sort of a Dutch uncle talk today about the powers of the age to come and people messing around with it right now. Guidelines for use, most specifically, translation or travel in the spirit. So, good morning. This is Aunt Beth. Um, this thought has been pressing on me for a while, and I just want to give you my comments. But I feel pressed to the Lord to speak on this topic. Um, powers of the age to come, most uh, specifically people initiating translation as well as travel in the spirit and stepping into uh, heaven realm on their own initiative, which God calls gate crashing, by the way. So I just want to give you a few comments, and hopefully it will help you, because there are some people on the internet that talk about uh, teaching themselves how to translate, and people that talk about going to heaven at their own um, initiative, you know. And I don't think God's too pleased with that. Is this stuff real? Absolutely. But when it occurs, it's not about you. You do see examples of it in the Bible, and God has always initiated it. So, if we're initiating, that's just spiritual tourism and voyeurism, okay? Now, I've wrestled with this a long time. Um, I have been translated once, and it was to save my life. Just 3 feet, but it was enough to save my life. Totally unexpected, happened so fast. Okay. I do know that people talk about, well, I want to practice the powers of the age to come so that when, you know, when we're in the end times, I'm ready. Well, who are you building? You're building yourself, all right? And who's in control? Is it you or is it God? Just because you know about something doesn't mean that you're allowed access. You know, Jesus is the door, and you see John being called up to heaven physically. Other people that have been called up, all right, physically or spiritually, and their response was always they fell down as if they were dead, overcome with the holiness of God. They didn't see the throne room of God like some Ferris wheel, playground. Is God our Father? Yes. Is He loving? Yes. Um, you do hear whispers of other people that have been translated and been seen and photographed in other places than they were. Most notably, probably Padre Pio. But he doesn't talk about it. And what he was doing is interceding. No, just because is not good enough. That's not a good reason. I think we need to answer the question, why? Why do you want this? Is it to build yourself up? that's not going to cut it, because that's all about you. And if the one thing I've learned is when the miracles happen, it's not about you. The powers of the age to come, I looked it up in my Strongs, it's always linked with heaven. So, um, when Jesus' heart was moved with compassion, that's when the miracles happened. If you want that experience just because, but if you are focused on interceding for other people, um, and God needs someone there physically, then He'll take care of it. As the spirit realm, I guess, to some extent, is a lot like quantum mechanics. You know, uh, you can be there, but it's not something that we should be messing with on our own initiative outside the grace and mercy of God. It is invitation only. And most of the time, we're not invited. Okay? We're messing with stuff that we don't know. It's like a 4-year-old that likes to play doctor being invited in to do brain or heart surgery in a hospital. I mean, they may like it, but they're not skilled or qualified and they don't know what they're doing. But in all of these things, it's another avenue of wonderment and miracles, but also it can be temptation. But one of the things you have to ask yourself, that I ask myself when I'm evaluating this thing, is why? If I can't answer the question why, I'm just not going there. It's just too important to be messing with. Is it real? Absolutely. But it's at God initiative, not our own. Otherwise, we're just spiritual tourists and voyeurs, and it's about us. It needs to be about the kingdom. At God's invitation, and God will move. So, rough times are coming, and, God will take care of us. But it's at His choice, not ours, how He moves. So, my apologies for this brief rant. I just reluctant to speak about it, but I felt the pressing of the Lord to go ahead and just put this out there for you to consider. So, have a fabulous day. All God's best.